All right. Henry Ford gets a lot of credit for being one of the forefathers of mass production. People have been doing assembly line type processes since the beginning of time. Um, but with the automobile, Henry Ford gets a lot of credit for really applying that concept to the industrial age and mass production of of products. Um, so in this video, I want to talk about Henry Ford and how China has become one of the largest economic powers in the world. And it's not that they used or took Henry Ford's concept. They understood the concept to begin with, and they applied it more effectively. Um, China produces tons of outputs as far as goods. And when they produce, the way they do this is they do it without the unions, and they do it with pride in their work, even if their work is a simple remedial function, such as putting a screw in on a curling iron or something like that. The thing is, they're earning wages to buy the things that they need, because with cities, you have needs that can't be met because it's kind of hard to have fruit trees everywhere, the way cities are designed and developed in the first place. So pretty much, money doesn't grow on trees, but food does. And it takes the money that doesn't grow on trees to often have access to the food that does grow on trees. So it's this weird paradigm, but it makes sense. So that's what civilization has done. We have a lot of people, but we don't have a lot of fruit trees. So we have distribution and all this that it is so interconnected that you're heavily dependent on money, which puts more value on money than the actual food that sustains you, because it's your medium, it's the middleman to get to the products or services that you want or need. China they make a lot of products, and they mass produce them, and they try and do them with quality. There are a few differences. The difference between Chinese-made products and American-made products is there's not somebody with a union who makes prevailing wage, who has a boat with a lot of space and a big house and extra money because they're making products. In China, they're working for lower wages just to get by without a lot of the luxurious things in life, for the most part. And it's also supply and demand. Consumerism in America, you're paying somebody a lot to make products, but their outputs don't match the needs. So you have people. It takes people, and you can't automate a lot of things that people can do. So you can't use machines to make a commercial assembly line for everything. It's just not going to happen. At the same time, if you really look at Chinese manufacturing, you notice that in a lot of their manufacturing facilities, there's security personnel who's not doing an actual job, they're just observing. And you can look at that two different ways. The security, is it there to discourage rioting and whatnot and control these workers like they're controlled? Or are they there more to help mitigate conflicts between employees and provide information in case of an emergency? Like, okay, the building's on fire, security's there, this is the easiest exit. Please, in a uniform manner, without hurting each other, get out safely. And So I think a lot of people misinterpret the whole need or desire to have a security presence, even in a manufacturing setting or a workplace setting. At the same time, you have security and you have people who you want to train them, and you want your people to know their job, and you want them to be really good at their job. But if you're training them for that, and then you're training them for emergency processes and emergency stuff, when an emergency happens, they never use that information. And you're not continually training them on fire drills, and you're not losing that productivity. So you have security personnel who that is their main goal, their main focus, their job function is to do that. That way the employees can be skilled and hone their skills on putting in that one screw or attaching, item A to item B on the assembly line. You're making it more fluent. You're making it work more effectively, more efficiently than anything that Henry Ford could have conceived. Because when you really look back at history, Henry Ford might have had the assembly line, but a lot of people were mistreated, their wages sucked, and the conditions were horrible. So when you look at China, they've actually done things in a manner which promotes effective outputs and productivity. That's what China has done. I have, and I've talked about this before, I have a Lenovo laptop. Lenovo bought IBM, ThinkPad. So now ThinkPad's made in China. Is it any less better of a quality of product than it was when it was IBM? That's debatable. Minnetonka moccasins. Native American made moccasins. Now they're made in China. China buys companies and they produce products efficiently and they profit from it. And the reason they profit from it is because America and a lot of nations don't have the resources, or their economy is structured where people need that feel that they need that higher wage job to make it in life, and therefore they're not willing to just be here. When we talk about labor and the dynamics of society, there's a lot of different things that contribute to those factors. How we want to live, how we do live, how we interact with each other, how we treat each other, and how we look at what's really going on as far as the processes and how things work. This is part of what I want to portray in these videos, is that it's learning. If you get inspired, or you find a little nugget of something that makes you think critically about something, or see something give you a perspective that you might not have had before, these videos, that's what I would like them to do, is to help people to see that everything is so integrated. And even when we were worlds apart and separated by, a lack of technology or the ability to travel, the world is that integrated, and it always has been. People rely on other people. They rely on other continents, other other species. So it's all in how we interact and respect what is, because nature can be cruel, and so can the world, but technology has really exponentially created new paradigms and new ways of not necessarily thinking, but new ways of applying the old ways we think. Because a lot of the stuff people think in schools teach old stuff, which really doesn't help when it comes to creativity, innovation, and progress. If you're teaching old stuff, you're going to get more old stuff. So that's just a video on mass production, so you guys can digest that, and please leave a response or a comment, or share your thoughts, or ask a question, and I'd be more than willing, or I'm more than willing and able to answer those responses or queries. So thank you so much.